What is up, everybody? Dan the Fireman here. What we're going to be doing is talking about this rider almost hitting a vehicle that's turning left in front of him. This is a very dangerous type of incident that happens quite a bit when multiple vehicle accidents happen with motorcyclists. We're going to talk about the escape path he used, the hazard perception he didn't have, and we're going to talk about how we can use this information, this visual example for ourselves. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and watch a little bit here. What we just saw, if anybody can tell me what that sign says, go ahead and pause it and let me know what language it is. But let's go ahead and go back just a little bit. This is gonna be a 50, I believe, kilometers an hour type road here. So let's assume he's going 50. I can't tell if he's going fast or if he's going too slow. Let's assume he's going 50 miles an hour. This is gonna be a sign that says, hey, there's some type of hazard around. So let's go ahead and focus on the signs. Let's focus on what these the speed limits are. It's going to give you a good visual representation of what we need to do when it comes to our speed and what to look out for. So let's use those signs. So we're going to come up to here. There's a bunch of intersections. We have an intersection here. We have an intersection coming up where the vehicle's coming out. So whenever you see just even these types of intersections, places where cars can go in and go out, always assume that there's gonna be somebody there. You don't know, especially if you have improper line of sight. If you can't see the intersection where cars can come out, just assume that there's somebody there, so you might want to slow down. One of the biggest things that I keep telling new riders out there is that if you feel a little uncomfortable, slow it down. That way your eyes and your brain can catch up to what hazards are possibly out there, because we might be traveling too fast for what our skill is at right now. So let's go ahead and move forward just a little bit more. Now there's that vehicle, okay, so it's a tiny little dot, and I understand that as a rider you probably couldn't see it, you know, in this situation, or maybe you're looking at somewhere else. But remember, like I said, if you see an intersection or anything where cars are coming in and going out, that is a hazard trap. Curves and intersections are the most dangerous places for motorcyclists, not straightaways, not parking lots, curves and intersections. So we're gonna move on to this part right here. So when I say line of sight, now you can't see that vehicle, can you? So that vehicle cannot see you either. Now GoPros have this huge, or action cameras have this huge wide angle lens. So everything is actually closer than they appear. So when this vehicle decides to pull out, they decided to pull out because they're looking right now at the motorcyclist. They can't see him though, because improper line of sight. They can't see, you can't see. So that should give you a clue. Slow down. Let's kind of wait and see what happens to this vehicle. Let's see them first before they see us. So right here, this vehicle is going to want to start to pull out. This is the moment when we start to think to ourselves, hey, what should we do? We just anticipated and predicted this. Well, how are we going to act? You know, this is one of those big things where we need to start focusing on, you know, hazard perception, and then, is it really a hazard? You know, is this car going to really be in front of me? Is this car going to cross my path to travel? These are all these questions that are going to be happening in your head. And while you're trying to answer those questions, slow down a little bit. Give yourself a little bit more time to answer those questions by slowing down. And when you answer it, you're either going to, you know, swerve, brake, do any type of evasive maneuvers. So slow down and give yourself time, you know. So let's go ahead and move forward here. At this point, it's definitely obvious that this vehicle is going to be crossing our path to travel. It's not going to go oncoming traffic. It doesn't want to get hit by this other vehicle. We don't know if this vehicle is going to turn into this other intersection. We have no clue here. So really our best bet in this situation is to already have been slowing down and then start applying the brakes, because we need to start doing that investigation and seeing if he's going to go all the way there or come into our lane. Thankfully, this person decided to just go into the lane, because honestly, if that person decided to go into this next intersection, this motorcyclist that chose to do an evasive maneuver to the right would have hit that person. So thankfully, this person kept going straight or straightened up. That way this motorcyclist can go around him. But I think our best bet in this situation would have to see the hazard first, slow down, apply the brakes, let them get in front, no issues, wouldn't have to lane filter. But if that skill failed, the hazard perception skill failed, then we are left with what is happening right here with the motorcyclist. It's like, well, I can't brake in time, I can't do nothing in time, so what I have to do is just move out of the way. Thankfully, this car right here decided not to go that way and then crash. So right here, I want you guys to see how much room you really need to have for an escape path. Now, this is what's beautiful about this. He shouldn't have put himself in this situation, but what's beautiful is that he's able to move out of the way just a little bit, just enough, and uses this tiny little portion of his motorcycle to lane filter. And guys, this is what you need to understand. You don't have to have a massive, shoulder. You don't have to have a massive anything to do this. And I know a lot of people will just go into the grass and call it a day there. And, I evaded, but let's try ourselves to keep ourselves upright. So let's do that. So right here, this is all you needed. This is all you needed. You're going to possibly clip that mirror, but that's way better than, getting an injury like broken bones, broken legs, possible concussion by T-boning or running into the back of that vehicle. So this is all you really need. And then once you get past the vehicle, remember that vehicle is still kind of going slow because it just made a turn. You're going at a higher rate of speed than that vehicle. Soon as you pass the vehicle, just get back over. And then if you feel like pulling over like he does in this video, and they talk about it, him and this driver talk about it, original link in the description. If you pulled over, check everything, check how you are. If everything's fine, take a breather, relax, let that adrenaline go away, because if you hop back on the bike with that adrenaline, you're probably going to make some poor decisions, and you're probably not going to be doing any type of hazard perception. You're just going to be focusing on the incident that just happened. Super far in a curve, you're swerving, okay? You're trying to just avoid the obstacle in front of you, get back in your lane. So you grab a broom. I want you to just move it to the side. That's it. You notice how my upper body and everything else is staying still, my head is still. I want you to do that with the bike, okay? And I'm going to do